Hi, Gemma here, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be providing you with 3 simple steps to get started with modern calligraphy. And the reason why I created this video is because I know that it could be overwhelming. There's so many options with calligraphy, but because of that it could be overwhelming when you see lots going on when you look into it. So I've broken it down into 3 simple steps in this video. But before I get into what those 3 simple steps are, if you want to learn calligraphy or you are a calligrapher, consider subscribing for future calligraphy content. Right, let's get into it. Step number 1 is to buy a brush pen, and if you're not sure what a brush pen is, essentially it's an all-in-one tool that can create those thick and thin strokes. It's kind of similar to a felt tip, but it has a different tip to it. So buy a brush pen, it's inexpensive to get started. A single brush pen costs around £3.50, so it's nice and inexpensive to get started. And the reason why, or one of the reasons why I recommend a brush pen over a dip pen, is that you don't have to think about different nibs and inks and ink distribution. It's an all-in-one tool, so it should make it nice and straightforward to get started. My favourite brush pens, and the ones that I would recommend to both beginners and more experienced calligraphers, are the Pentel Few Day Touch brush pens. They are my absolute favourite. They're the ones I use most often, and I've actually done a video on why they are my favourite brush pen. And I've reviewed a lot of brush pens now, so if you want to learn more about which brush pens I like and recommend, consider checking out my stationery review playlist. Now, just because you get started with brush calligraphy doesn't mean you can go on to explore the dip pen later, but I recommend starting with brush calligraphy and staying focused on brush calligraphy so that you can get the basics of calligraphy down before you start exploring other areas, otherwise you might start to get overwhelmed. So start with brush calligraphy by buying a brush pen. Step number 2 is to learn the differences between cursive handwriting and calligraphy. And the reason why I recommend this as a step is to kind of get you in the right mindset when creating calligraphy, because calligraphy isn't the same as handwriting. It's definitely more intentional, you go more slowly, it has different tools, etc, etc. But you can see more about that in one of my most recent videos where I go further into the differences between cursive and calligraphy. Step number 3 is to learn the basic calligraphy strokes. The calligraphy strokes are the foundation of learning calligraphy. They're really important to get down so that it becomes muscle memory when you're creating calligraphy, and your calligraphy will look neater overall for learning them. I have a couple of videos, so I have one that shows you how to create the basic strokes, but I also have another that goes into the reasons why you should learn the basic strokes, so feel free to check those out later. But don't skip them, don't do what I did and skip them. I promise that if you learn them, your letters will end up prettier in the longer term. And a bonus step now is to join the calligraphy community in some way. So I found Facebook groups particularly helpful, so much so that I've actually set up my own Facebook group. So if you want to join that, I will link it down in the description. It's for both beginners and more experienced calligraphers, so feel free to join whatever kind of experience level you're at. I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, please consider subscribing, and thank you very much for watching.